With the darkness that we are experiencing right now as a humanity, I would love to offer some words of light for those who'd like to listen. When we think about the life experience on Earth, it can be described as a cycle. The cycle that has the beginning and the end, the birth and the death, the light and the dark. It can be found in nature. When we look at animals, when we look at birds, we can see it in seasons with the winter and the spring. We can see it in our day to day with the night and day. Based on this ideology, what we are going through is the pattern within the same cycle. We just happen to be at the dark part of the cycle. And the darkness that we are facing is the reflection of our human ego. The human ego that is unbalanced, the human ego that is unchecked. When the human ego is unchecked and unbalanced, it leads from the idea of separation, that it's me against the world. And that can manifest in greed, pride, insecurity, vanity, lust, aggression. And this idea of separation then creates the shadow that the ego views as the truth. And this can be seen in everything that we're experiencing right now, in people who are responsible for those experiences, and in structures that are in place in our lives. Those who are leading, they're all led by their hungry egos. They're all led by desire for money, desire for power, and it seems like no matter how much they take, it's never enough. And while they take, they also create fear, death, inequality, division for everyone around them. And when you're experiencing that inequality, when you're experiencing the death, when you're experiencing the lack, that's all you believe is true, especially when the structures around you, around us, are created in a way that keeps you in the constant loop of competition with one another, of hustling, of wanting more and more and more, and still not having enough because it's literally impossible to survive. So you're also in the constant state of lack. In addition to that, there's so much lust, there's so much dopamine, and there's so much instant gratification that it really gets hard to break through that and see things from a different perspective, or believe that anything else but this can be possible. And these people are so visible and they have so many eyes on them that people look at that and they think, yes, this is the right way to be, this is how you can do it, this is the only way of surviving, this is the only way of succeeding. But what if I told you that those who are empowered, those who are creating these experiences for everyone else, they're reflecting back to us our own unhealed shadows, and they're showing us what we do not want to be, who we do not want to be, and what kind of experiences we don't want to experience. They all operate from the empty ego. When there is lack of love and understanding inside, you try to fill that void with external things. But you cannot fill the void that is inside with something from the outside. And those who are in power right now and those who are creating those experiences for everyone else, their void is not just theirs. It's generational. It's cultural. It is structural. There's no amount of shadow work that they can do within their lifetime to clean that shit out, because I don't think they have the capacity to sit with themselves for more than 5 minutes and see themselves without their titles, without their money, without their connections, without their names. Wanting material things, wanting abundance, wanting a luxurious life, that's not a problem. Putting those material things above human life is an issue. So if you can look at these people and disagree with their stance, disagree with their actions, disagree with the way they are using their power and how it's affecting everyone around them, you can make the difference. You can bring in the change that we all so desperately need. If they're the reflection in the mirror, then we need to remember that the reflection does not smile before we do. So when you see them doing what they're doing, choose to do the opposite. Choose to give more love, choose to be more compassionate, choose to be kinder, choose to understand more. If you see that they're laughing at someone for falling, don't be standing there laughing with them. Go up and help the person get up. If they're judging someone for making a mistake, give them a friendly hand, give them a friendly hug, help them try again. Just because everyone else is doing it, just because they are doing it, doesn't mean you have to do it too. And don't stand there and point fingers at them and say, well, we are in this situation because of them. They have to take responsibility for their actions. They have to get more kinder, they have to heal, they have to change. They're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing to you, they're doing the same thing to me. So you can spend your whole life pointing fingers and saying, well, I will change after he changes. Or you can take the time and energy that you are wasting and start the change within. Don't do it for them, do it for yourself. Do it for people you love, do it for your pets, do it for your parents, do it for your lovers, do it for your friends, do it for communities that you're part of, do it for the cause that you care about. If you're gonna stand there your whole life just pointing fingers and waiting for someone else to make the change will not come. No one is going to make a change because everyone is busy doing the same thing. So look at what they're doing and do the opposite. If they're taking, give. If they're hating, love. If they are separating, unite. And remember that the change always starts within. If you want to understand people better, start with understanding yourself better. Understand that the perception everyone has is based on their life experiences, based on the communities that they grew up in, based on the content they consume, based on the people that they interact with. We can all look at the same thing and see it from a very different perspectives. It doesn't mean that my perception is wrong or someone else's perception is right. It simply means that all of us have our own unique perception based on our own life experiences and things that we choose to believe in. So if you want to be able to understand someone else's perception, you have to be able to understand your own in the first place. If you want to feel for someone's struggles, if you want to feel for someone's heartbreak, if you want to be able to help someone, you have to have that space for yourself. How can you give if you lack that within? How can you see if you can't see within? So forgive yourself, love yourself, be patient with yourself. Spend time with yourself, be kinder to yourself, and share of the same with people outside, and share of the same with animals, share the same with the nature. Remember that you can always choose peace, you can always choose love, you can always choose compassion, you can always choose to be more patient with someone, you can always choose to understand them, you can always choose not to judge them. Just because someone experiences things differently, just because someone has a different opinion, doesn't mean that we should create those boundaries around communication. We should create those structures that create more of an equality, because we can see what that has led to so far. We can see what kind of consequences we're facing now because of the structures that were put in place around identity of people, around the perception, around opinions, around religious views, around sexual views or sexual preferences, gender identities. We can see how much hate and how much fear and how much sadness and death this kind of mindset brings when someone sees themselves as superior to everyone else because they believe that their personal experience is the only one that's right. If one experience was the correct one for everybody else, we would all be living the same life. We would all be born within the same families, who have the same family structures, who have the same level of finances, who have the same relationships, or who knows the same amount of people. We would all be going to the same school, having the same skin color. We would basically be like the Squidward and Squidward Town in whatever episode of SpongeBob where the Squidward goes into that town and everyone looked the same, everyone was the same. How fucking boring would that be? How fucking boring and miserable would that be when everyone is the same? And if that was the right way of being, if that's what we were meant to be, then I believe that we would have been that. But it's the fact that we are not, means that we have to learn to accept each other even through all of those differences. We have to learn to accept and love and understand one another even though we have nothing in common, even though our experiences are polar opposite to one another. So please choose to love one another, choose to be compassionate towards one another, choose to understand each other, and do the same within. Do the same within yourself. Choose to heal your inner child. Choose to heal your traumas. Choose to spend time with yourself. Be patient with your healing. Be patient with your shadows. Be patient with your mind. Be patient with your soul. If the experiences of humanity is the reflection of our own beings, then let those beings be kind. Let those beings be full of love. Let those beings be compassionate and united. You are such an important part of the existence that if you were not here watching the video, the existence would not exist. You are such an important part of the puzzle that if you were not here, the puzzle would not be complete. So any change that comes into this world, any change that comes into our experiences, into our own individual lives, into our communities, starts within you. Starts within every single word that you say to yourself, starts with all the patience that you give yourself, starts with all the love and understanding that you give to yourself. When there is more love within, we choose to share it more often with people around us, and that leads to peace within relationships, peace within communities, peace within cities, countries, the world. Everything starts on an individual level. So don't look at everything that's happening and take it as a face value. Take it as, okay, well, everybody sucks. There is no love, there is no hope, there is no reason to be kind in this world. I will just be shitty as everyone else. Don't do that. There's enough of that. Because people think that way, we are in the situation that we are in. So please look at everything that's happening and choose the opposite. Give more love, be more compassionate, be kinder to yourself and to everything around you. And just because you don't understand something, just because you can't resonate with someone else's experience, does not invalidate that person's experience. Just because they are not seeing something from your perception doesn't mean your perception is incorrect or theirs is incorrect. It's just two different people with two different experiences in general. So have that compassion within yourself, have that love within yourself, and choose to see and give the same for everything and everyone outside of you. I hope that this video can be used as a reminder to be more loving and gentle towards ourselves and each other, and that with unity and love we can achieve peace. Thank you for watching. You are important, you are loved, and you can choose love, and you should choose love, because why not? Love is amazing. So thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I love you.